Okay, we're back at least for a bit here. Oh, we're thirsty, and we're not shaken by our death anymore. Okay. We'll just continue mapping out the city. Iron Street. Iron Street is in a working class part of Avendar and is far from being one of the nicer areas in the city. Men walk about the streets going to their businesses, and few seem to notice you here. Some small cramped houses line the streets between the larger warehouses, and some children wearing ragged clothes can be seen playing outdoors. The people here do not seem so happy as those in the nicer parts of the city. A faint air of oppression hangs over the working class folk of Iron Street. That's too bad. There's something to the south. An empty house. This house seems to have been lived in rather recently, but the tenants have since moved on in their existences. A few ragged blankets still line the northern wall. However, judging from the droppings left behind, they got their most recent use from some sort of rodent. You can exit the house to the north by squeezing through some loosely hung boards. A journeyman Templar is walking around Iron Street. South off the street is a leather shop. A thin layer of dust is visible throughout this building, which clearly was once a leather shop of some sort. Bare hooks line the walls where once merchandise must have hung. An old counter sits near the back, emptied and dusty. A small sign tacked up on the wall indicates that the prior owner was forced to close the shop due to a family emergency, and that there is no planned date of reopening. To the north, you can hear the sounds of the bustle of Iron Street. A lot of places are closed down in Avendar. Shady-looking Nefortu wanders about the streets, sticking to the shadows. South, it seems that Iron Street continues? No, we're in a tanner shop. Exotic skins and hides of all types are on display here. The local proprietor pays good money for the hides brought in by rangers and others of their profession. Oh my goodness, guys. Did we finally find the place where we can sell our pelts? Brought in by rangers and others of their profession. Some half-finished hides are stretched out on wooden frames behind the counter, and yet others are still curing in a small shed in the far corner of the store. Small shed in the corner of the store? How does a shed exist inside another building? Iron Street lies to the north. Okay, can we... Wait, what? There's no list? We can't buy anything? Can we sell hide? What? It's the tanner's shop. There's just a patroller in here and a greasy street urchin. I think these are just NPCs, not anyone to sell things to. Well, I was excited for a second. I thought maybe we'd finally found a place to sell these things. Wait a minute. What if we go to the armor shops? Surely the armor shops want our pelts. Sell pelt. Okay. We can sell the pelts. Oh my goodness. We found a place to sell these gosh darn pelts. I'm so excited. How do we sell a lot all at once? Let's see. How do we sell multiple? Oh cool, we can ask for a value. Value pelt. And value squirrel pelt? Wow. This guy gives us 3 copper even for the squirrel pelts. That seems wrong. Seems like the fox pelts should be either worth more or the squirrel pelts should be worth less, one or the other. Okay, how do we sell a lot of things? I don't see an option for it. If you want to buy multiples of an item, use an asterisk buy 5 asterisk pi. Let's try sell 6 asterisk somewhere. Where is the asterisk? There we go. Oh my gosh. Asterisk pelts? Pelts. What? What? This guy closed? A brutish man has arrived from the south. Yes, that says, sorry, I'm closed. Come back at 4? Come on, man! 4 a.m. Although 4 a.m. is pretty early. That's pretty early. Let's look at this brutish man. A large brutish man, dressed in filthy clothing, saunters arrogantly down the street, glaring about himself menacingly. Ooh, he has a short sword. Consider the man. He looks a bit tough. Ooh, he has an evil glint in his eye. Scary. Let's get out of here. Well, shoot. What time is it? Look to the sky? What time? Time? Oh. Okay. It is 11:30 p.m. Can't pronounce that. Thethel Day. Thethel's Day. I think that's how you say that. Thethel's Day. 21st day of Converumir. It is summer of the year 1470. The bright moon of Lunis is waxing in the sky. The small red form of Ross is waxing crescent in the sky. What? There are 2 moons. Alright. With the passing of midnight, it is now Avendar Day, 22nd day of Converumir. Clouds begin to disperse. Okay. You don't have to wait that much longer. It's 3.5 hours. Seems to be going by pretty quickly. Still though, that's exciting. Again, finally sell our pelts. Which is odd that we can't do it in the tanner shop because there's no one manning the counter. I'll just keep going down Iron Street. Ooh, there's a brightly lit shop. A fortune's worth of glass fronts this shop, its meticulous frosting obscuring the dreary cobbles of Iron Street. A fireplace set into the side wall wards off the damp and fills the room with a fragrant pine scent, enough to mute the acrid tinge of the tannery next door. Yeah, there's a tannery next door. What's up with that? The leather shop and the tannery, neither place is open, or like, were those shops at one point? Did Var Bandor change? I don't know. I mean, it's not impossible that someone would edit the mud as time goes on. Okay. Fireplace set into the thin stone columns support the raised ceiling, making this building taller than those around it. Above, a massive, opulent golden chandelier lights the shop, its smoke, and those of the steel sconces about the room darkening the roof's wooden beams. At the back of the store is a low, wide counter providing an easy work surface for final clothing alterations. A plump, middle-aged woman makes alterations to a dress on the counter. Interesting. We have a clothing shop. Clothing shop that seems to be very well off considering the normal status of those in Iron Street. It's almost 4 o'clock. Okay, we still have to wait a little longer. A beggar wanders here, seeking charity. Look, beggar. A frail man with a dirty beard wanders here, shaking a cup. Clothed in little more than filthy rags, this beggar is pitiful in appearance, seemingly malnourished and ravaged by the elements. The man seeks charity to ease his suffering. He glances at those about him with jaded eyes. A decrepit beggar is in excellent condition. A decrepit beggar says, "Alms, alms for the poor." How much money do we have? We have 10 copper. Well, now that we know we can sell the pelts, we'll just give this guy 10 copper. Give 10 copper to the beggar. You do not have that item. Okay, let's do 10 asterisk copper to the beggar. You do not have that item. Okay. How about give copper to the beggar? Give... How does this work? Coin to beggar? Help money. Give number... Well, we did that, didn't we? Hold on. Give 10 copper beggar. There we go. You give a decrepit beggar 10 copper. Decrepit beggar says, "Thank you, my lord." Also, because we didn't earn it, we will give a meaty chicken leg to beggar. They aren't here? Wait. Give... Let's do chicken to beggar. Give a meaty chicken leg to a decrepit vendor. Okay. So now the vendor has a chicken leg. If you were one of the admins of Avendar, do items in NPC inventories disappear after a while? Because that would be actually kind of funny to check the inventory of like beggar.character object and just see all the random crap people have given them. North to Iron Street? Nothing really here. Street continues on to the east. To the north is a glass blower. To the south, a warehouse. A shifty-eyed vagrant stumbles along, glaring spitefully. A filthy alley cat searches through discarded refuse for food. Let's go into the warehouse. Large boxes of various items being shipped in and out of the port fill the room, leaving only a small twisted aisle between them. Only a few small windows at the top of the room let in any light, and even that light is barely enough to be noticed. A large metal chute is built into the back of the warehouse to send things down to the docks. The warehouse's exit leads back to Iron Street. A young merchant tallies her inventory. Can we get a list from the merchant? No. Okay. No, we have a closed door. To the north is the glass blowers. Long, hollow metal rods lie before two large furnaces. Although hot, the glass blower shop doesn't reach near the temperatures of the other things on Iron Street. They sit prettily, glittering in all various shapes, colors, and sizes. Although the work isn't too terribly wonderful, it is quite nice for such a city. A wooden bench is lined with glass sculptures and vases. A large man stands watching over Iskalen's shop. Can we get a list? We can't get a list. Let's look at the large man. A large man with bulging arms glares at you and watches every move you make in hopes that you destroy some property so that he may pound you hard. Sigara is in excellent condition. Let's look at Sigara. Can we get a better description? No. Okay. Well, it's probably... I would guess that it's, yeah, it's 7:30. We can go back and sell our pelts now. Okay, so let's actually try this. Sell 6 pelts? Pelt? What? Yistheth tells you you don't have that item. We totally do. Look, man, we have the pelts in our inventory. We just want to sell them to you. Sell 6 pelt of a fox. We're gonna have to sell them individually, aren't we? Sell pelt. Well, we'll just sell them one at a time. Interesting, it swapped over to the squirrel. Sell fox pelt? I mean, not like I really care. Okay. Sell pelt. I feel like this music is, you haggle over the price? Wait, why did we haggle over the price? Why did that happen? Does he... Hold on. If you'll excuse us, good sir, in one moment as we go out into the street, drink from our jug, and then... Let's, sacrifice beer to Aelin. Can't find it. Bottle? Sacrifice. Oh, right, we have to drop it. Drop bottle. Sacrifice bottle, Aelin. This is not acceptable power to sacrifice to. Wait, what? Okay. Take beer. Drink beer. I love this. We're getting drunk out in the street, trying to sacrifice to a god. Oh. I mean, what would Aelin like? She seemed to like the pelt, so let's drop the squirrel pelt. Pelt to Aelin. Aelin is the right name, right? Oh, it's allele. Oops. Okay. We'll drop the beer that we totally drank out of and sacrifice that as well. I mean, you know, it's a communal thing. It's like, oh gosh, that's actually a little scary. It is a little bit like communion. Christian communion in any way. Alright, we'll sacrifice beer to allele. You've attempted sacrificing something too recently. Okay. Well, how long do we have to wait? That's fine. I was gonna say, maybe we could sacrifice to allele to get a better price on some of the pelts. It's not really that important. What does charisma even do in this game? Charisma measures those indefinable personality traits which tend to influence others to seek out your person's ideas and opinions. While it is not completely correlated to physical attractiveness, it is rare to encounter a highly charismatic individual who is actively unpleasant to behold. Charisma also defines how inspirational of a leader you are. Charisma significantly affects power, magical songs such as those employed by bards and certain scholars. It also modifies a number of abilities, especially those related to personalities, such as haggling. Most groups will fight more effectively if headed by a charismatic leader, though the leader himself will not receive any bonuses. Finally, bonuses. Finally, charisma directly affects personal luck, which influences so many things. What is luck? I don't care about luck. No one cares about luck. Luck is a useless stat in every single game. There isn't a single game where luck matters. Don't listen to anyone. Luck never matters. Although the higher you have, it's like bragging points. We want 90,000 luck just to say we have it. All right, let's drop the beer. See if we can sacrifice it again. Beer to allele. Gosh, should probably get the name of the goddess correct. Oh, looking like it's going to work. We started this around what? Probably sacrifice something around 9. So it's been 3 hours ish. Somewhere around there. Yeah, alright. Let's keep mapping out the area. I really, just for roleplay purposes, I really want to sacrifice the beer. I think that's too funny. It seems really cultish. Okay, Iron Street. Looks like to the north is an old house, and to the south is a foundry. Let's open the door to the north and go in there. A house! You are inside the home of what would appear to be one of the typical families found along Iron Street. The house itself is rather small, although it appears to be fairly sturdy in its construction. Inside there is relatively little furniture, and what is present looks as though it's quite old. And that's pretty much it. You feel less empowered by your sacrifice. Okay, I'm assuming that means we can sacrifice again. Okay, drop the beer. Sacrifice beer. Alright. Sacrifice beer, allele. Alright, there we go. Now we'll sell our pelts. Surely there's a better way to do this. Wait. What? Huh? Hold on. Ysethet utters the words flare, which I'm assuming we can understand because we can understand Siren, can't we? Languages. I'm pretty sure we know Siren. I don't know how to check that. Yeah, we know Siren. Oh, we can't drink from the jug. Okay, so for some reason he uttered the word flare. He either uttered it in Arcane or Siren. A sphere of fire forms around Ysethet and closes quickly, disappearing inside of him. Why did he do that? Is he still here? Yeah, he's here. I don't know. Maybe he was just working on stuff. Okay. So we finally have gold. 87 copper, or otherwise known as 9.7 silver. Well, we actually have spending money now, guys. Also, we need to go to the town fountain and drink from the fountain. Alright. We're moving up in the world. We're going places. Oh, also. Inevitably. I can spell. Oh, there's no pigeons. Wait a minute. Are there more people in Avendar right now? Hold on, let's refresh the page and see how many players are playing. There are 2 characters right now adventuring in Avendar. Average level of 16. I believe, based on what we saw on the page, Elsendar is level 19. We're level 12. So 12 plus 19 is 31. Divided by 2 is roughly 15 or 16. So that means Lepsis is playing right now. So we might run into L. Okay. We'll go south off the street, which finds us in the foundry. Huge cauldrons of molten iron are the most numerous item in the foundry. Some are being heated over huge furnaces, just turning the yellow-orange color of heated ore, while others are being lifted over molds and tilted to dump their contents into cast molds. Hissing and the ringing of metal on metal assault your ears as finished casts are being thrust into barrels of salt water or oil, depending on the finish wanted for the item, or if the worker is putting some finishing touches on the cast with his hammer. You can exit back to Iron Street to the north. An iron cauldron hangs above a fire filled with glowing orange ore. A soldier is here, and a foreman at the foundry, Leifafar, directs his workers. Can we get a list? No, but can we look at the foreman? Leifafar works diligently at the foundry here in Varbandor. He is a burly man with large hairy arms that are often folded across his chest while he scowls in displeasure at his workers' lack of interest in producing the iron needed. by the city for its wares. Leifafar, foreman of the foundry, is in excellent condition. We are hungry. We'll eat that ice cream that one guy gave us. You eat a bowl of cloudberry iced cream. You are no longer hungry. The freezing cold cream nips pleasantly at your tongue, and the tart flavor of cloudberries melts in your mouth. This section of Iron Street has an old house to the north and a blacksmith shop to the south. Kind of like going in houses, so let's go to the north first. A dilapidated house. A musty smell pervades this entire living space. Bedding in the form of blankets and straw line almost every wall of the house, making room for at least 10 occupants. Wow. Cracks between boards along the windows give little protection from the wind as it whips up small dust devils which scurry about the room. Iron Street and its dubious foundry, which has given the entire road a look of weariness, lies to the south. I feel like Iron Street... Oh, someone closed the door. I feel like Iron Street has kind of weird descriptions. To the south is the blacksmith's. It's thrice hotter inside the blacksmith's than it is on the street. A thick curtain of smoke hangs in the air and metal shavings cover the floor. 3 large hot furnaces are built into the far wall, creating the immense heat of this room. An anvil and hammer sit off to the far north corner, along with a barrel full of cool water. Hey, Cream, get out of there. The other cat is trying to drink my tea. Sorry about that. A large pile of scrap metal sits off in one corner, waiting to be molded into something. North leads from the near unbearable temperature back into the street. A long-handled push broom is here. 2 long-handled push brooms are here, and a wooden barrel filled with cool water is here. An anvil is here, looking like it has gotten its fair share of use. Gaingaik, the Kankoran smith, I believe those are the wolf people, is here hammering away at pieces of metal. A burly apprentice is here learning from his master. Alright. Gaingaik looks up at you a moment, then goes back to his hammering. An apprentice pushes a broom across the floor, cleaning various bits of... cleaning up various metal shavings and bits. A burly apprentice pours some water out of the spigot to refill the barrel to the brim. Let's look at the Kankoran. The master of this smithy works hard to straighten a piece of molten iron. He talks to several of his apprentices during the process in an attempt to instruct them about his ways of the craft. Doesn't look like we can actually get anything from here. To the east is Southern Road, to the south is the wheelwrights, north is an old house. Old house it is. An abandoned house. This house seems to have been lived in rather recently, but the tenants have since moved on with their existences. Oh, this is just the same description as the other one. A young man clad in soiled clothes grins menacingly at passerbys. So it seems like there's a squatter in the house. And the wheelwrights. This room is filled with a thick dust created from wood shavings, making it hard to breathe. Large logs are lined up against the far wall, waiting to be cut into wheels and spokes. A large oven takes up the west wall, made to smoke the wood boards so they would bend into shape. A few saws and other instruments for carving hang against the wall, waiting to be used. Below them are a few half-finished wheels cut crudely. Sawdust and hay blanket the floor, causing dust to billow up and fill the room with every motion. If you wish to leave, your only option is to return to the street to the north. A long iron file is here, its tip sharpened to a point. A huge wooden wheel is here, lying broken on the ground. Terrant Banch is here, bending pieces of metal and wood to his will. He says, "Greetings, sir." We will respond with greetings. Tarrant Banch Plun smiles at you. Sorry, I am closed. Come back at 4 a.m. Oh. Seems that, it's kind of late. Weird. What would we be able to buy at a wheelwrights? Well, wheels, obviously, but what use do we have for wheels? None, as far as I know. Pigeon! Ooh, guys, we're at Dretch Street. You ready to kill a thief? The crowded, filthy streets press in on you. Too many of the people walking by look as if they could use a little extra money, and they're eyeing you as a prospective donor. The few who aren't looking at you suddenly drag their feet from place to place, slowly making their unhassled way through a dingy avenue. A few piles of rubble indicate collapsed buildings and forgotten livelihoods. One building is still erect to the south, but it is quite dilapidated. We'll check out the south building. The dilapidated shanty. Dirt is the most prominent feature of this broken down home. Dust is caked on top of the cabinets, whose doors swing from one hinge. A table is scored with cuts from hundreds of knife strokes, and breadcrumbs are scattered about it. One chair in the corner is missing a leg and leans against a wall. The roof has been patched numerous times, but strategically located buckets sit in various places on the floor. A drunken Aelin dressed in tattered rags staggers around. Let's look at this Aelin. A stout Aelin, his sagging belly visible through his tattered shirt, staggers around the area, an empty bottle still in his hand. His bleary eyes gaze far off in the distance. Let's consider the... Oh. Bless me. Sorry. Let's consider the Aelin. Drunken Aelin is no match for you. That's fine. Wait a minute. We want... Who do we want to kill? Well, we don't really want to kill. Talaris actually wouldn't want to kill this guy. He probably would much rather he finds a way to talk this guy into just coming with him. But I don't know if that's an option. Ordak. Somewhere in Dretch Street. I can't quite remember if we got a description on him. Was he a large man with tattoos? Oops, looks like my playlist picked a song that we've already listened to today. That is an hour and a half long. Hang on. Alright, that should be fine. Hopefully that's not too loud. It's a little loud. Okay. Do you think this drunk is him? I mean, we have no way of knowing. We're supposed to meet Ogat? So let's look for him first. We don't want to kill an innocent person. Or harass an innocent person. A ruined home. This place is an absolute wreck. No one could possibly live here. A large gaping hole in the roof sheds light into the room in addition to the window with only one shutter on the eastern wall. While pieces of it are everywhere, a large mass of hay is somewhat constrained to a corner of the room with a sweat-stained blanket thrown haphazardly on top of it. Some cracked crockery has been ground into the floor near the door, although a few pieces of it are still whole. A shady-looking Nefortu wanders about the streets, sticking to the shadows. Not our man, probably. To the south is Sald Street. A young man clad in soiled clothes grins menacingly. Let's try going... We don't actually want to go to Sald Street, I don't think. So let's go north. where we arrive in a common room for the Var Bandor Children's Center. Oh, that's good. Children's Shelter, rather. The common room of the Var Bandor Children's Shelter is a large rectangular chamber, paneled with planks of stained oak. Small tables are scattered at the back of the room, beside what looks to be a kitchen. The redolence of freshly baked bread mingles with the smell of beeswax and the smoky aroma of the large fire burning in the stone fireplace. Towards the front of the room, a large rug patterned with blue and yellow designs is spread on the floor, littered with countless toys and drawing utensils. A large oaken desk has been set beside the door, covered with sketches that clearly are the work of a child's hand. In the northeast corner of the room, a simple wooden staircase leads up, and an arched doorway is set into the west wall. 2 Spartan cots have been placed against the wall. A 3-legged stool sits near the kitchen. Estosia is here, looking harried and worn. A portly cook is sitting on a 3-legged stool. Estosia nods to you. Who is Estosia? A tall human woman with piercing green eyes, Estosia acts as the coordinator for the Var Bandor Children's Shelter. Her light brown hair has been pulled back away from her face, allowing a clear view of her accustomed smile. Her cheeks are dimpled and somewhat rounded, and her nose is slightly askew. Okay. Let's look at the cook. A portly woman with thinning gray hair, the cook prepares and hands out food to the children of the shelter. Worn from the heat of the ovens and the requests of the children, her face is covered in sweat. Her gray hair, almost white with age, has been pulled back off of her neck, allowing her to feel a stray cool breeze that occasionally blows through the room. A child has arrived from above. A portly cook stands up. A portly cook busies herself about the kitchen. Redrin leaves west. What are our exits? We can go up. Up leads us to the dormitory of the Var Bandor Shelter. Lining the walls of this room are rows of bunk beds covered with thick quilts and soft pillows. A large rug has been rolled over the wooden floor, protecting bare feet from splinters and scrapes. Against one wall is a set of shelves, each marked with a child's name and filled with clothing and small treasures. In the northeast corner of the room is a simple wooden staircase that leads down. A line of bunk beds runs the length of the room. A gangly youth is sleeping on a bunk bed. A pretty young girl is sleeping on a bunk bed. A dirty child stares forlornly at you. A child is sleeping on the bunk bed. A dirty child leaves. A child stirs in his sleep. A child wakes and stands up. A child yawns, stretching his arms. Alright, nothing to do here. Child sings softly to himself. West finds ourselves in a quiet library. Several bookcases of pine rest against the west and north walls of this room, filled with a wide variety of texts. A few small circular tables are staggered about the place, each accompanied by 2 or 3 inelegant yet sturdy chairs. A wooden desk has been placed in the southeast corner, a few feet from the doorway that leads away east to a common room. Upon this desk are 2 small statuettes, one of an Aelan female, the other of a Caladeran male. A muted atmosphere pervades the library, making the place conducive to reading and study. Several sets of bookcases line the walls in the library. Redrin moves about the shelter, helping where he can. Oh, wait, who's Redrin? He keeps leaving every time I want to... Wait, Redrin has arrived. Let's look at Redrin. And then we'll continue reading this before we read his description. A thin librarian tutors some of the children here. A filthy alley cat searches for food. Okay. Redrin is a bulky human, seems to be perpetually busy. Once an orphan himself, he was raised by the staff at the shelter. Now he works there as a sort of handyman, patching walls and fixing furniture as needed. The regular exercise required by his duties has granted him an impressive physique, and though a kindly smile often crosses his face, Redrin seems quite willing to use his physique in the event of a scuffle. Cool. So don't mess with the kids. I mean, not that we were going to, but... let's look at the librarian. This thin Caladeran has scraggly gray hair and deep eyes of a similar hue. Acting as the librarian for the shelter, his is the job of maintaining the small collection of books and instructional materials. His role makes him the natural candidate for tutoring many of the children here, and he seems to take this responsibility seriously. Smile lines crease his round face, even when he is speaking earnestly. Can we search the library? Can we harvest the bookcases? Look at the bookcase. Carved of a simple pine wood, these bookcases are filled with texts on a variety of subjects. One shelf is devoted to linguistic studies, another to history and geography. A third contains primers on elementary mathematics, and some of the texts even appear to refer to magical experimentation. There is a noticeable lack of text on void magics, and amongst the linguistic books there appear to be none covering the language of the Chezni. Yeah, that would make sense, wouldn't it? No doubt people are very excited to talk about the Chezni or their void magic. Okay. Well, it's neat to know that there's a small library around here. South takes us into Sald Street. Salt Street is a narrow, winding avenue that closely resembles a forgotten alley. The broken cobblestones are damp with rainwater, indicating a malfunctioning drainage system. The houses in this neighborhood are wretched, torn apart things, filthy and barely habitable. To the north is Dretch Street, and Salt Street leads south. Well, Ogot should be on Dretch Street, so we're going to keep going through Dretch. Let's see. Dretch Street continues in 3 directions here. Let's keep going east. A ruined building lies to the south of here. Open south. A rundown house. This ancient house has been abandoned by its rightful owners and left to the hands of Dretch Street's vagrant and ruffians. Boards have been torn from the walls and holes in the floor are prevalent. Trash litters the floor. The ashes of a long ago fire are in one corner, explaining the char marks along that wall. Yeah, we're on Sald Street again. So it seems we went too far. Maybe Dretch Street continues up here. Yep. It's kind of weird how it like continues on for 1 square and then stops and then continues on. I don't know. The crowded, filthy streets press in on you. Yeah, we've already read that. There is an exit to the north, but east and west there are buildings, it appears. Let's open west. West finds us in a ruined house. A large pile of rubble shifts below your feet, the footing slippery but manageable. Blackened wood and brick chunks point in all directions from the pile, sharp edges and rough surfaces creating a possible hazard. A broken crib lies set apart from the rest of the rubble, the rocker on one side askew from the rest. How sad. Oh, we can continue going west, interestingly. Guess we'll open the door to the west. Oh, it's locked. Curious. Let's stop mapping for a moment. Examine door. Examine west. Examine lock. Examine door. How do we do this? Scan west. Look west. Open west. Kick west. Kill west? How do we force a door open? Help door. Help lock? Here we go. We can open, close, lock, unlock, or pick. Pick can open a lock without having the key. In order to pick successfully, you must practice the appropriate skill. We do not have the pick lock skill, so we will be unable to do this. East is another ruined house with a drunken Aelin inside. A lot of drunk Aelins. What? I noticed that Var Bandor has a lot of Alins in it. Not very many Sirens or Kankorans or Nefortu. I mean, occasionally we run into them. Nefortu, Shudeni. Very few, though. Very few Sirens. Mostly Alins and humans. It's kind of interesting. Okay, nothing here, although, again, buildings on the right and left of us. So we'll open east. And we're in a ruined dwelling. Open west. And another ruined house. Wait, but this is it. That's the end of the street. Huh. I thought there was supposed to be a merchant. Ogat, I thought, was a merchant at the end of Dretch Street, according to the mercenary. I guess we have to explore Sardent Street. Or Solid Street, sorry. Oh, to the east is the rundown shop known as Ogat's Goods. Here we go. Okay, Ogat's Goods. The shop is a bit better kept than the others in the area. There are no really glaring problems, just a few minor ones, yet the shop still has an aged look. Shelves line the walls filled with simple tools and small weaponry. The few daggers he carries are formidably worked, but not elegant. Some small pieces of armor are on the shelves, slightly dented. Ogat sits here tending his shop. Let's look at Ogat. A muscular, overweight man, Ogat casts a suspicious gaze about his shop. He is balding with unshaven stubble on his chin and an unwashed look about him. His clothes are similarly unlaundered, his leather is stained. Despite claims of being a lawful businessman, the origin of Ogat's wares are dubious at best. Alright. Again, I don't want to roleplay heavily with NPCs because I'm afraid they won't correctly text scan what we say. So we are just going to say the name of our target, Ordok. Ogat glowers. Ordok, eh? I know about him. He's crossed me a few times, and some other merchants as well. I hear he's hiding out in a home on Salt Street. That's the street just south of Dretch here, easy to find. Problem be that he got himself locked up in there. Now, not a problem if you can pick a lock or magic your way past it, but if you can't, I hear he has a spare key stashed in an abandoned house across the street from where he is hiding. Probably hard to find though, you'll probably have to search for it. Ogat taps his nose and nods, returning to his business. Awesome. Now, he says it was in... Hold on. He says he's hiding out in a home on Sald Street. And he acts like he lives on Dretch Street, but he doesn't. He lives on Sald Street. And we found this locked door here, even though it's Dretch Street, and Ogat says that Ordak is hiding in Solid Street, but I'm not inclined to believe him. So I'm going to try searching this room, which is across from this other room with a locked door. We might not find anything, but I figure this is worth a shot before we go over Solid Street. Okay, we'll give it one more search. Maybe he's right. Alright. Guess we have to take him at face value and assume that oh shoot. What have I done? What have I done? Okay, what room are we in? 524. Okay. I think that fixed it. Yeah, we're good. I'm paranoid though that I missed something. Was it that easy? Yeah. Alright. So we need to find a room in Salt Street that is locked. Then we need to search the house across from it. This place of Salt Street has no extra... What the? What's going on here? We're in Salt Street. A shifty-eyed vagrant stumbles along, glaring about spitefully. A scruffy man dressed in dirty merchant robes wanders through the slums. A scruffy merchant asks, "Hey there, Talaris. Looking to make an easy coin? Just give me a yes. It's all I want to hear." Scruffy merchant grins broadly. Talaris isn't into this. Talaris looks a bit nervous. I'm afraid we'll have to pass. Talaris really isn't into breaking the law a lot. Or doing... It's not even the law. It's more just like doing things that would upset people. Upset people who... How to put this? Yeah, just upset people. It's why he would rather talk to Ordak and bring him back rather than fight him. Well, the door is closed. We're in a rundown house. This one has a slightly different description. Bare wooden planks completely cover the walls and ceiling of this house. Once used as patches, they have become the structure. A pile of filthy clothes is in one corner. Large, jagged holes are chewed through the cloth, and the stench is terrible. Mold covers some of the boards. It's amazing this house is still intact. What if we search this place? Could we look at the clothes? Or examine the clothes? No. Alright. Okay. We have two buildings, one to the north and one to the south. Let's open north. Looks like it's just another rundown house. Open south. Oh, it's locked. This must be our place. Let's try getting a little bit, like, let's try filling in the street. It's okay if we don't explore all the buildings, but I'd like to get the street to map correctly, if that makes sense. Hold on, I'm gonna stop mapping here. I think what has happened is the street stretched out. So this should actually look like this. There we go. Nice. Yeah, so it all connects like that. Oops. Hold on, we'll have to fix this. have to grab the entire map and shift it over. Pretty sure that's what we need to do. Sorry, I'm just like, I'm paranoid to move this much of the map at once, but I'm pretty sure that's correct. Look good. Okay, let's search this part of the building, which supposedly will have a key here. Ah, here we go. You uncover something while searching a mount. An old key lies here. We'll take the key. Well, scary. Here we go. Let's cast armor. And that's kind of all we have. Don't really have a ton of other options. Let's go. How do we... Hold on. Help open. Let's try unlock south. Click, you hear the door unlock. Open south. Let's do this. This is a simple house with stone walls. This simple house with stone walls only has one room for everyone to sleep in. A wooden door leads out of the square. The air has a stale quality to it. This home hasn't been occupied for some time, yet it is undisturbed. The small table still has one place set, yet a fine coating of dust covers the plate. A wooden fork and spoon are on the sides of the plate, also dust covered. You feel the sense of someone standing near you as you glance about the chamber. The filthy ruffian glares suspiciously. Ordak says, "Come looking for a bounty? Shove off. You'll never take me alive." Let's consider Ordak. Ordak looks like an easy kill. Can we convince him to come with us? Come with us. Let's just try hitting some keywords here. I'm not going to bother trying to say them in a way that makes sense. What else do we have? Alive? Yeah, I'm not really getting anything here. I think we just have to kill him. It's kind of unfortunate. Cast Ordak. So we'll go ahead and start up the fight. Poor guy. Ordak screams as burning embers sink into his flesh. And there goes. Ordak is dead. You receive 116 experience points. You hear Ordak's death cry. You get a light club from the corpse of Ordak. You get a pair of hardened leather arm guards from the corpse of Ordak. You get a human scalp, 2 copper coins, 2 silver coins. And we quickly destroy the corpse. Okay, not sure why it tried to create a new room there. I'm not sure what has happened with the map maker. Okay, it seems to have caught up with itself now. With such solemn, dreadful music as we take this bounty back. Seems like the map got stretched out in a weird way right here. Can we move this down? No, we can't. Because this room right here would stretch it out. Although we can take these and scoot these down. There's no need for them to be up so high. One of these days I'll play around with the map and color code it and add in the shops and everything. Well, our hands is covered in blood. So, now the question is, where did we get that bounty? I think it was somewhere down here, right? Dude, I don't like that. I don't like how it's stretched out like that, but it has to be that way, doesn't it? There's no other way for the rooms to fit in. Huh. Well, I suppose we could stretch it out east to west, but then it's just the same problem. I think I'm gonna move this here though, just to make it look a little nicer. Okie dokie. Yeah, I want to say it was somewhere around here, right? Where did we get this bounty? No, it wasn't on Arcano Street. Wasn't it, it was in Ragdon Street. No, this is Argyle. What the heck is an Argyle Street? It's been like forever since we've been there. Radden Street. Yeah, it was here, wasn't it? Oh, this is a flop house. Just the wench's loot. Oh, here we go. Wait, is it? No, this is where we got Reach Jar Square for Arania. This was Arania's quest. Oh, here we go. An Etheron mercenary tells us, yeah. This is the place. So if we just tell him yes, will he? I already told you, but I'll tell you again. Yeah, we've got your scout, buddy. Oh, we'll just let him go through his. Oh, go through his spiel here. So did we just give him the... Did we just hand him the scalp? Identify scalp. Give scalp to the mercenary? I'm afraid if we do this, this is going to disappear. Oh good, it worked. The Etheron mercenary inspects the scalp and nods. Good work. Let me get you your payment. Holy mackerel, he gave us 20 silver. 20 silver! Good gravy! You feel more experienced. The Etheron mercenary says, I might have more work for you when you have some more ranks under your belt. In the meantime, though, I hear there are other folks looking for help. Might try in the Journey's End or the Nymph's Tears. Some people have been looking for help around there. Also, there's that wizard Pyzik. He's always looking for help with experiments. 20 silver. We're in the money. Okay, I know our gold is listed here somewhere. Here we go. 23 silver, 89 copper. Crazy nice. Well, alright. I think that's actually where we're going to end it today. Might as well, since it's on an uncharacteristic high note. We've completed a quest. We have money. We have food. We have a crazy killer necklace that will murder you if you put it on? I mean, that's fun. We don't need this key. I guess we'll just drop this old key. But yeah. Bizarre stuff. Anyway, I would call this more or less a success. We spent the entire day in Varbandor. Feels like we've done so much, yet so little. We did figure out the sacrifice mechanics. We figured out how to format our description of our character. Yeah, overall, I don't know. Good day. Good day today. When we come back, Talaris will be 27 years old, crawling ever closer to my own age. Soon he will be older than us. Or at least me. But, alas. The search for Lil will continue in the future. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great week.